They said it couldn't be done. They said I'd run out of riders. How could I catalog and document another batch of 9 motorcyclists? Well, here we are. We did the impossible. Never underestimate the power of your favorite motorcycle content creator. Welcome everyone to another edition of the 9 Riders You Will Meet. I am your host, the immortal and illustrious Yammie Noob, back once again to give you, the people, what you crave most. A listed, ordered, and numerical countdown of the stereotypes found on motorcycles. It's hard to believe I've been at this game since March of 2016, and yet here we are, making more of these because you guys just cannot get enough. I've searched far and wide, and after itemizing 36 bespoke and unique riders, I somehow returned to the well and pulled up 9 more. If you guys love these videos, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're posting up 2 of these videos per week now because we're doing big things here at Yammie Noob. 1 million subscribers by 2020. Just do it! Bet. Without further ado, let's jump into this video. Our first contender is one that folks are most likely familiar with. Number 1. The Ninja 400 guy. In years past, it was the Ninja 250 guy, then it was the Ninja 300 guy. Now in the year of our Lord Rossi 2018, it is the Ninja 400 guy. Seriously, why is the displacement for small bikes shifting over faster than the Overton window? It's like there's an arms race among manufacturers, but it's to simply bore out the engine of a small bike. It's not like they're way more advanced than any engine made in the 90s or more powerful. Vroom, vroom. They're certainly more reliable, but these motorcycle makers are definitely pulling the wool over your eyes. I predict that in 15 years' time, the newest beginner bike on the block will be none other than the Ninja 1000. It will still be a parallel twin, it will still rely on decades-old technology, and it will look even more bloated and puffy than the current crop of beginner bikes. And one can only hope it comes with even more TFT displays than you can shake a stick at. A true paragon of sensible, good, and moral choices for the beginner bike class. The Ninja 400 guy, as I mentioned in my video explaining everything that's wrong with this bike, prides himself on choosing something that few people can argue with. It's the premium mediocre choice of motorcycles. How can you tell him it was a bad choice? Look at the stats on paper, bro. This motorcycle is objectively an excellent decision. However, motorcycles are filled with passion and shouldn't be measured objectively when it comes to anything. There's already plenty of objective decisions being made in the world. Let's not boil down motorcycle selection to another one. And on the complete other end of the spectrum, we have number 2, the Mega Superbike guy. In a reflection of how unequal and lopsided our economy is becoming, the motorcycle market appears to be adapting. Not content with selling $20,000 liter bikes to guys who take out 72-month loans at 12.99%, no. Top-end manufacturers are now catering to the truly elite, those who would happily shell out $50, $60, even $70,000 for a motorcycle. Now, I'm of the opinion that for the price of one BMW HP4 race at $78,000 eye-watering dollars, you can buy about 20 track day special R6s and treat them like disposable paper towels. Let that sink in. You can buy about 20 R6s for the price of one HP4. You could buy 5 brand new R1s if you're feeling extra saucy. And the trend is not stopping with BMW. Ducati recently launched their own variant of this mega superbike trend, the V4R. Of course, that boy 650E has already bought one. Of course. Now, this isn't new to motorcycles particularly. There's a big shift in all industries towards stupidly high-end products. But the guy who buys these bikes, well, they're typically in a league of motorcycle ownership all their own. They're almost guaranteed to own a toy hauler, which if you're not familiar, it's a luxury van or a mobile home they take with them to track days all over the country. Having done a few private track days myself, I've met these guys. If you think you're doing all right with your life, wait till you meet a guy with 7 Ducatis and a moto van who doesn't work a 9 to 5. And while it's wonderful to live in a world of luxury voyeurism and vicarious experience through guys that can afford these machines, it does all feel a little unnecessary. Are you really going to extract any meaningful performance from those winglets? Can you really tame over 210 horsepower from a motorcycle? Or is it all just one big dick measuring competition? Hell, that sums up most of my experience with life. Is all of this just a big dick measuring competition? Now, before we jump off the rails into truly nihilistic territory, let's move on. Number 3, Neo Retro Dude. You just don't understand, bro. It's about the ride, it's about the feel, it's about the lifestyle. The polar opposite of the Mega Superbike guy is this fruity son of a bitch. Excuse me, not fruity, that's way too much sugar. This cold-pressed organic son of a bitch. The Neo Retro Dude can be seen on any number of offerings from manufacturers lately who seem plenty interested in cashing in on the latest retro fetish that people have. Ugh, old things, they're just so great, they're so good. Except they're not. Have you ridden a classic UJM? They suck. The fueling is terrible, the suspension feels like it came from a Flintstones car, and the thing is more unreliable than the high schooler who hangs out behind the bleachers smoking pot all day, which is why you can now have that look and feel of an old bike without any of that nasty, pesky wrenching that's required on the old bike. This character will likely tell you how you're so uncultured for not knowing some obscure band from the 70s, as if yacht rock was the apex of human culture. These guys are too busy gargling the balls of their parents trying to appease older folks. They didn't realize they missed out on their own boat for loving and understanding their own generation. Quit hating yourself. Be a part of the now. I need you to ride a Grom and to vape, please. But seriously, these guys are the same idiots who post on forums deriding their generation's music taste and saying how old music was so much better and how they came from wrong generation, when in reality, a lot of it was absolute trash. There was either disco, repetitive guitar licks, blues chords, or some unholy combination of it all. Seriously, I'll say it again for the people in the back. Appreciate your current generation. Stop appeasing boomers. Do you guys think that in the 70s they were talking about how they wish that they lived in the 40s? How if only their generation understood the true patrician swing music, then we wouldn't have such hedonism. No, for the love of God, move on. I'm sorry you guys had to see Angry Yam. Hopefully you never have to see that ever again. Moving on to the next guy on our list. Number 4, Suicidal Stunt Guy. The unsung squid of all group rides. They say his front wheel has never touched the ground, and I believe it. This guy can often be found on any given Saturday riding in a squad of no less than 10 other squids, ripping massive wheelies and loving life. Now, it's hard to say whether or not he is a death wish, but one thing is for certain. Either he keeps getting featured in these compilation videos, or there's clones of him running around the entire world. It's hard to say. The Suicidal Stunt Guy literally stoppies at every red light. Literally, and it's not to say that this guy rides a specific style of bike. I've seen supermoto suicidal stunners, I've seen 600 stunt bikes with these riders. It's more to do with the fact that it's a state of mind. There's a stunt rider within that calls forth their deepest desires to be constantly on their machine in a way that normies deem to be completely unacceptable. One thing is for certain though, this guy's having way more fun than you are on two wheels. Now number 5 has to be my favorite of the bunch, and I've been meaning to roast these guys for quite some time. Number 5, the ADV Commuter. Nothing screams adventure in a chassis capable of crushing mountain ranges like taking your kitted out ADV bike into work each day. Seriously, why on earth do you need a BMW GS 1200 to ride into work? Do you think that you'll take a detour and suddenly be in Siberian level conditions that will require to use your satellite connected GPS and advanced electronics to pull you out? As if Ewan McGregor is going to come out of nowhere and take you the long way around and the long way down. The guys who ride $25,000 ADV bikes into work are exactly like those guys who have massive Jeeps and take them into work. ADV bikes, the mall crawlers of the motorcycle world. Because in order to arrive in comfort and style to your place of work, you obviously need a Ducati Multistrada with 2 pillion boxes and tall windscreens. Seriously, who are we trying to fool here? Furthermore, most normies don't even know what an ADV bike is. It's either Harley or crotch rocket to these people, so you're not even going to win points with them. Oh well, keep doing you, my man. Our next rider might be the youngest here, number 6, the 14-year-old with a 125cc dirt bike. On any given weekend in the neighborhood I live in, I see these little bastards ripping around. Not old enough to have a license, but old enough to live away from the watchful eyes of their parents. The 14-year-old with the 125 is a menace. They'll cross medians, flaunt traffic laws, nearly wreck every other minute, but god damn it if it doesn't put a smile on your face. Kids gotta have fun these days, and I'd rather see them on a dirt bike than locked away in their room Snapchatting all day, listening to SoundCloud rap and feeling like they want to kill themselves. Seriously, give kids more motorcycles. Snapchat and FOMO is making Gen Z go crazy. They're well equipped to navigate the future dystopia we're going to live in if this keeps up, that's for sure. Up next, we have a perennial favorite. Number 7, unidentified crap bike dude. Sometimes you encounter these guys on group rides. You think to yourself, what the hell is that bike? It's got a generic 4-cylinder sound, a fairing that's been painted over, and some upright bars. It could literally be anything, and that's what makes it beautiful. The guy with an unidentified crap bike isn't breathing some mealy-mouthed pretenses into your ear about superior build quality or throttle feel. He understands that for most cases, a motorcycle is a tool. It's a machine that rolls around on 2 wheels, makes it feel good, and it should just work. He doesn't care that he's not on some name-brand motorcycle. He feels just as content riding his bike as he does any other. And there's something to be said about that kind of simplicity, don't you think? Our penultimate rider is one that I've been meaning to cover for a while. Number 8, the KLR 650 guy. The Kawasaki KLR 650, the bike that does everything okay. ADV bike, sort of. Dual sport, kind of. Starter bike, probably. The KLR 650 is a bike for an owner that says, yeah, whatever, to just about any question you might have for him. Whataburger In-N-Out? Whatever. Butter or margarine? Whatever. The KLR 650 is a bike you pick when you don't really care, don't really know, and don't really want to know. It's a bike that will do bike things when you want, work pretty well, and do just about everything. The KLR 650 is that perfectly average girl you knew from high school. It's a known quantity. It's like Starbucks at an airport. You know it'll be coffee and some sugary pastry, and that's going to be good enough to get you through the morning. There's nothing wrong with it at all. There's nothing great about it either, and that's the same with their owners. Nothing special, nothing offensive. There's something nice about that. The KLR 650, it's the Muzak of motorcycles. And our final entry, the guy that knows more than you, the one and only. Number 9, the SV650 starter. Now there's something special about this fella. You see, he did his homework. He stumbled across it on a forum post. The SV650, the answer, the truth, the choice. The SV650 is one of those bikes that for those in the know, they know. And those who aren't, well, they just don't. It's got a sweet V-twin exhaust note. Suzuki made about 1 billion of them, so parts are cheap, and they've got a perfectly adequate amount of power for beginners. There's a sort of smug superiority about these guys, because while you're on your brand new Ninja 400 that you bought out the door for $6 grand, they snagged a sweet little SV650 that's faster, cooler, and sounds better for about $3 grand less. And that's what we in the biz call a deal. The SV650 rider, a smug but validated son of a bitch. And that's gonna wrap up today's video, my guys. If you liked it, smash the goddamn subscribe button to get notified when new videos go up. We're blasting out 2 of these per week, so if you like what you've seen, make sure to do that. I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later. Fact: octopuses have 3 hearts. Squids do too. 1 pumps blood to their whole system, and 2 are dedicated just to the gills. So next time you see a guy in a tank top ripping fat wheelies, know that he's a sensitive boy. Goodbye.